We're joined now by Carice Witte, the founder and executive director at Signal Group, the Sino-Israel Global Network and Academic Leadership Group. And Carice, President Lai says Israel is a model for Taiwan's defense, both militarily and symbolically. How realistic is this comparison, given Israel's regional security structure versus Taiwan's situation across the Taiwan Strait?
First of all, thank you very much for having me back. And it's interesting to speak about Taiwan, especially right now, when the Chinese embassy in Israel has added Taiwan to the list of issues that they're focusing on and really put a highlight on China's perspective on Taiwan. For the first time ever, last week, the embassy hosted think tankers such as Signal Group and also journalists to hear the Chinese perspective on Taiwan. That's never happened before, wow. I think, in the history of our relations since 1992. So Taiwan is definitely on the top of their radar, and Israel has also joined their radar because of a number of statements that were made by Israeli MKs and visits to Taiwan, which put China under pressure. It's true that Taiwan has said it can learn a lot from Israel. And ideally, that would be the case because we're both small countries. But the culture of Taiwan is so very different. The history is so different. There's not a single soldier in Taiwan right now who has ever seen battle. No one who is leading the country has ever run a war. Compare that to Israel. The culture is also very hierarchical, very Confucian. So when you look at the Israeli style, where the soldiers are given so much responsibility on the ground, it doesn't work in Taiwan. It doesn't work in the Confucian culture. And it's also really interesting to think about the fact that up until 1 year ago, early 2024, the service, the conscripts of Taiwan serve 4 months. Now it has expanded to a whopping 1 year. How much can you really learn in that year? And when they talk about reservists, we all know that Israel has now had 500,000 reservists serving over the past 2 years. It's been estimated that if Taiwan calls up reserves, they will barely reach 20,000 people. So it's a very different mindset. It's a very different world. And yes, there's a lot to learn, but do they want to learn? Beyond Lai, the president, is there an interest in learning?
Definitely some stark contrasts between these two countries. I'm curious then what you made of the statement, the David versus Goliath comparison. Do you think this is an accurate comparison to be making?
Well, of course, Taiwan is tiny compared to the PRC. Most countries are. The only country that can really stand up to mainland China is the United States. And what Taiwan has aimed to do is have a porcupine defense where they would be able to withstand an attack by China long enough for the Americans to arrive. But I think everybody would like to see deterrence prevent that kind of eventuality. And I believe that the discussion about Taiwan in Israel, which seems sort of like a sideline small thing, is actually indicative of a new approach by the PRC to cause a change in mindset of the people to be less expecting a war. You know, Xi Jinping has been talking about his military training and preparing to fight and win. And the implication is that that would be over Taiwan. So now this nationalist, war-like, almost war-mongering sentiment across the country in China is pressuring the leadership to move in that direction. So I think that they're looking for political ways to show the people of China that the world is with the PRC in its Taiwanese perspective. They're pushing the one China principle, and in general trying to say, look, we can win this through a political, peaceful process.
Diplomacy and deterrence all at once. Carice Witte, thank you so much for being with us. A very interesting topic to break down here on I-24 News.
Thank you very much.